Hello, beautiful souls, and how are we, Universal Angel? Jumping on to share some love and divination. You guys know how I love my numerology. By the way, super excited to be back. I've totally missed you through the holidays. So you know how I love my numerology. We have 4. Then we have 4, and then we have 3. Let's talk about 4. 4 is symbolic of that square on our earthly plane, as well as that stable foundation, right? And then so when we bring it to the 8, so the 4 and the 4 is 8 in numerology, because we break all those numbers down. That's symbolic of that infinite energy we wish to carry. Then we come to the 3, symbolic of so many things, like the Vesica Pisces, the mind, body, and spirit, that all of the 3 worlds, us shaman love to journey within and around, right? So let's get to the good stuff. So guys, I did it by row, all right? And I was a little concerned because I see the 4 of Swords in reverse. Now, typically the 4 of Swords is balance, and you have rest from sorrow, and this is the lack thereof. Now, also we have, this is 3 of sorrow, so a lot of swords energy, guys. So the reason there's lack thereof is because there's lack of boundaries being set. There's a lot of heartbreak that's been going on. Now, swords energy is all about that throat chakra energy. It's about the thoughts, our actions, our behaviors, but as well as not receiving that reciprocity by standing in our authentic truth and our authentic self. You see that, you know, these swords, you see there's 2 separate groups, and our rose is symbolic of us, our true authentic self, that 0 point. And here is, this is the card, this is the Lord of Sorrow. And this was in reverse too. So you guys have been shaken up a lot, and major wheels have been closed, as you guys know, reading for the general collective. If you didn't get a chance to check out those videos, please do. Now, and here, guys, this is really interesting because this was in reverse too. We have Lord of Oppression. So this is symbolic of the wands. So that's of the spirit. So this is something about coming to a completion. So you do feel fulfilled within the spirit and what's going on. But there's a lot of conflict still. You're trying to shake out these swords of all of this heartbreak, as well as develop, you know, that balance of the mind, body, and spirit on this physical plane. Now, this is what has led you guys to chaos and conflict. Now, let me share with this. So this is our not expressing and receiving the balance of what our true authentic self needs, and needs reciprocated in order to obtain that 0 point and that love frequency and that perfect balance. Now, these can be thoughts, actions, behaviors of ourselves as well as of others. This is what's causing that heartbreak, okay, that strife. Now, Spirit is saying we have that 10, we have that completion, that new beginning, and that full closure with that 0 when it comes to that numerology, right? So just trust in Spirit. And then comes the 33, symbolic of a master number. You are divinely supported on multiple dimensions and levels, as well as that balance of that mind, body, and spirit. And the wands, symbolic of that fire energy. Maybe Aries, Leo, Sagittarius could be important, maybe not. Or if you maybe are an air sign, you know, such as a Libra, for example, maybe this really pertains to you. The Spirit is saying, guys, you've come to that completion. Spirit is here. We have you. We have that full completion, that new beginning, and we can get you back in order. We can get these things, you know, shake out those swords and let you reach that 4 of Swords. So that perfect balance, as within, so without. Just trust, you know, they said, here we are, just hop aboard. Now, next, I said, why are we going through this? Out pops the major arcana, the blasted tower. Now, everybody knows when the tower comes, this is a major arcana, meaning a major life changer. So it is like the universe has shaken every single thing up, and we're like, what is going on? You know, you see all the destruction and chaos. And the reason this happened, guys, you know, I used to be upset with this, but I realized the cycles of birth and rebirth, death, birth, and rebirth. Oh, also symbolic of the 3. Spirit said to share that with you. That, you know, we go through these different stages because the universe, sometimes if we don't cut the cords that we need to, or if we don't demand or express our true self, you know, symbolic of all these swords, that's stepping into your true self. Now, if this is out of balance and this doesn't happen and you don't demand that reciprocity, the Spirit, and cut those cords with those swords, right, that are stabbing you in the heart and causing you all the heartbreak, and depend on Spirit, then Spirit, or universe, if you will shake the shit out of everything, excuse my French, because that is what is best for you, my dears. That is what is best. And then we get to step into the Sun card. What is the Sun card representative of? Well, let's take a peek at the numbers, for example, guys. And this is extremely important. You know, we've got the 10 and the 1 and the 10. Think of these, you know, as far as new beginnings, birth, cycle. We think of the Sun as typically in the traditional Rider-Waite, we have the naked babe, and it's on a white horse, representative of that true authentic self, right? But this is a major arcana, so that major life, you know, changing cards. So Spirit saying, don't worry that this is happening. Have that faith. Lean on us. You know, get that full completion with the 10 of Wands and have that faith on Spirit. This is how we get the merriment, that balance, symbolic of that 2 there. And you see, look at the luck and the 5 leaves, symbolic of change, right? And that is our Sun. So that's our purity and our staying grounded in our true, purest form. And I said, how do we do this? Out pops another major life changer, guys. Another major arcana, that is the Hangman. This is a very deep card, by the way. I absolutely love this deck. Again, this is out of the Hermetic Tarot, guys. This is so symbolic of so many things and so many symbols in there as well. But this is typically, the Hangman is all about a major life changer where, you know, the reason all these things had to happen and how you become and step into the Sun power, you know, that true authentic self, that major, these are all 3 back to back in one row, right? One row, major life cycles that you're coming to, but you must gain a new perspective. Now let's back up. Don't forget, the Spirit said, yes, you could have that full completion of Spirit, but there's something off there, right? Because it's in reverse, meaning lack thereof. So you're about a 9. Let's say if we use numerology. So that's almost that full completion. Now, when we have all of the swords, energy swords, it's about the thoughts, the actions, the behaviors, but everything starts within the mind. And you must gain a new perspective and surrender. Surrender to that balance, right? Embrace and balance the light and the dark there. The Spirit says, don't worry. Here's that 3 again in numerology. This is out of the Wisdom of Oracle deck, guys. It says you have a leg up now because you know what's happening. You know what's happening, okay? Now, and Spirit says, as long as you remember this, that balance of mind, body, and spirit, symbolic of those 3s, right? Where Spirit said, hey, check us out. Here comes that 4, and that's that ultimate balance. And don't forget, last but not least, guys, on the 3, so the last overall draw, we have the Moon, which is also a major arcana. So think of the numerology that we have there, and it says ruler of flux and reflux. So the Moon is all about not just getting that new perspective and accepting, you know, it's about accepting that death, that birth, and that rebirth that we go through, embodying that Sun card, but illumination of all the things that were hidden, as well as those things that were deep within that we didn't take a look at, or all of these thoughts, all of these swords that are getting to us and causing what Spirit says is that chaos and conflict. The Moon, you see the 2 pillars, that is the balance. You see the Scarab, that is symbolic of death, birth, and rebirth. So it's about that perfect duality and that balance there, guys. Also, this is something, guys, if there's something that you've been, you know, Spirit is nudging you to pay attention to, please do, because next out comes the here and now, and this is out of the Wisdom of Oracle deck. So Spirit is saying, stay present. And you see she's coming out of the egg, so let's talk about how many times did that rebirth come through, and not to mention there's the 3, symbolic of the death, rebirth, and birth again. So really pay attention, stay grounded. You see the red flag there, symbolic of staying rooted. As you also pay attention, get that bird's eye view, there's that Moon, okay, because all of that is hidden will always come to the light. And when the Moon comes through, sometimes things are hidden, but sometimes things we are just not seeing in that perspective. Also symbolic of them swords and the lack thereof, the balance of those thoughts. So it's all about really trusting that intuition, and therefore you can better get that bird's eye view and kind of rationalize, balance those thoughts a little bit better. Spirit says, don't worry, with the earth magic that we have, out pops the strength of a mountain. So Spirit is saying, stay grounded, guys. You do have a leg up because you guys already know what's happening. Just some major life cycles, but it's all about the changing our thoughts, our actions, our behaviors to avoid that chaos and conflict. Trust in Spirit and stay present in the here and now. Stay blessed.